guys, welcome back. So what we're looking at today is 3.2, you mix cubes. So cubes meaning cubic equations. So perfect cube like 8 and 27 and 64 and 125, those are all cubes. All right, let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so for this first part, what we're looking at is adding and subtracting binomials. So all you are doing is combining the like terms. So on this first one here, we have 6x plus 3 plus 4x plus 5. You're going to add the 6x and the 4x. 6 plus 4 is 10, so we have 10x. Now we have 3 plus 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. There's our answer. Now on this one down here, we're subtracting. So 4x minus x is going to give us 3x, and 9 minus 2 is going to give us 7. This one over here, we have negative 3x minus 2x, so be careful with negatives. That gives us a negative 5x. And negative 1 minus 5, that's going to give us minus 6. And then this last one right here, we have 8x plus 8x minus negative 10x. So really 8x plus 10x. So it's going to give us 18x. And then 3 minus negative 9. So really 3 plus 9, which is going to give us 12. So that's what you guys are doing on these. So just combine your x's. You're just adding or subtracting them. And then do the same thing for the constants. And that's all the further you have to go. Okay. All right. Use the graphs of f of x and g of x to sketch the graphs of f of x plus g of x and f of x minus g of x. So how we do these is we look for points that they share. So like we have here and here. So the same x value, different y values. We're going to add those two values together. So negative 6 plus 1 is going to give us negative 5. 2 plus negative 4 is going to give us negative 2. 3 plus negative 2 is going to give us a positive 1. So just like this. 4 plus 0 is going to give us 4. 5 plus 2 is going to give us 7. 6 plus 4 is going to give us 10. So then from here on out, they're all going to be up above the graph. So those are our points. I'm going to make those a little larger so you can see them. Now all you have to do is connect the points together, and then you have the line of f of x plus g of x. So you've graphed that. So just draw a line through those points, and that will be your answer. For subtracting them, same idea, but instead you're going to take 1 minus negative 6. So 1 minus negative 6 is the same thing as adding. So 1 plus 6 is going to give us 7. So your first point is going to go up here. Then 2 minus negative 4, really 2 plus 4, is going to give us 6, so on and so forth. Draw that line through, okay? All right. Comparing polynomials. Complete the tables below for y equals x to the third, and y equals x to the fifth. So when y equals x, when x is negative 1, y is also going to equal negative 1. When x is 0, y is going to equal 0. So for this one, they're just staying the exact same. For x to the third, well, we're going to take negative 1 times negative 1, which is positive 1, times negative 1, because remember it's 3 negative 1s multiplied, so we're going to get negative 1 again. What about with 0? 0 times 0 times 0 is just 0. What about 1 times 1 times 1? It's just 1. What about when we have x to the fifth? Well, negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1. There's 5 of them, and it's an odd number, so that means our sign is going to be negative instead of positive. 0 will just be 0, and 1 will be positive. So for number 12, what assumption might you be tempted to make about the graphs of y equals x to the third, and y equals x to the fifth based on the values you found in the three tables above? Well, what do we notice? They're all the same. They'd be the same if we based it off of those points. So what do we really know about these graphs, despite what we found in the tables? Well, they are different. They have different degrees. So y equals x is linear, and y equals x to the third is cubic. So cube is your keyword for this lesson. Cube. And y equals x to the fifth is a polynomial. Now, y equals x to the third is also a polynomial as well, but we have a name for that. All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to fill in these. So you already know what each of these are, but you're going to fill in the missing values that go in between, same way we did before, and it's going to show you their differences, okay? So you guys are going to fill those in. You're just plugging what this is into the equation. So like this one's going to be negative 1/2, and positive 1/2. Negative 1/2 to the third is going to be a negative 1/8. Negative 1/2 to the fifth is going to be a negative 1/32. So use that to help you. All right, so now what you'll do is you'll use those points to graph the three equations. So you're just using those points that we just found to graph these, okay? So I'm not going to do that. I want you guys to do it. And then for 16, you're finding a few more values. So you're plugging in 2 and negative 2 to see what those are, okay? All right. Then you're going to take and graph those out. So you're kind of building on 14, 15, 14. Well, actually going as far back as 11. We're building 11, we build on to 14, then we graph it in 15, then we build on that, and then we graph it in 17. So it's all kind of building. So you already will have the majority of the answers for the table on 16. You just have to fill in 2 extra blanks for each one of them, okay? You guys can do it. And then graph it. All right. The last section, we're looking at using exponent rules to simplify the expressions. So we have x to the 1/3 times x to the 1/6 times x to the 1/4. So we are going to add all of these together. Now, what do we know about adding fractions? They all have to have the same denominator. So what is the common denominator between 3, 6, and 4? They all go into 12. So 3 times 4 gives us 12, so that's 4 12ths. 4 times 3, there we go. And then we multiply the middle one by 2. Now we're going to add those all together. So 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 3 is 9. So we end up with 9 12ths, which reduces down to 3/4. So that's what you're doing for these. So make sure you find that common denominator. I will tell you on number 20, your common denominator is 28. So the last one will stay the same, okay? All right. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, and please do. Once again, your keyword is cube. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Bye, guys. Have a great day.